Welcome to the CompTIA A Plus certification course, your gateway into the world of IT support and troubleshooting. In this course, I will walk you through all the key topics you need to know for the latest CompTIA A Plus exam based on CompTIA's newest exam objectives. This course is beginner friendly but packed with essential skills you will need in real world IT roles. To make learning easier and more engaging, I have included clear visuals, diagrams, and step by step breakthroughs throughout the course, helping you understand complex concepts quickly and confidently. By the end, you will be ready to pass the exam and take your first step towards a successful career in IT. Let's get started. Welcome to the Domain 5 Hardware and Network Troubleshooting. So our first objective 5.1 is given a scenario troubleshoot motherboards, RAMs, CPUs and power. Let's get started. Introduction to hardware troubleshooting. So in these lessons we will study some common hardware failure systems. We will try to diagnose and resolve different system issues, and we will study some tools and methods for effective hardware and network troubleshooting. First of all, some power on problems and beep codes. So when you first power on the system, it tests itself using the post that is power on self test beeps. So the beeps are basically specific patterns of sounds that indicates hardware failures and its components such as RAM, GPU and CPU. And to understand these patterns, you need to refer to the vendor motherboard manual for their meanings. So if you encounter the blank screen, the system is receiving power but the screen is blank. It means that you may have the GPU, the display or the monitor and the connection issue. The connection means connection between the display and the motherboard. And if there is no power input power to the system, you may have the faulty power supply, or there may be no input power from the wall outlet, or your power button may be faulty. System instability and performance issues. So different operating system and different vendors have different crash screens. For example, Windows have BSOD, that is blue screen of death, and Linux and macOS has kernel panic. So these screens may indicate the driver issues or hardware failure. So these screens also have a message with them, and this message may indicate the type of error that the system is now experiencing. So if your system is having sluggish performance, such as it is booting very slowly, the application is loading slowly, or the system have general slow performance, these may be due to CPU throttling, insufficient RAM in the system, or the hardware failure and read-write issues with the storage. And if your system is randomly shutting itself down without any warning or without any message, the issue may be due to overheating or with the power supply. Another instability or performance issue may be with the application crashes. So specific programs stop responding or close unexpectedly during system operations. And these problems may be due to RAM issues, corrupted drives, or software conflicts within the operating system. So now coming over to some physical and auditory clues. So auditory means related to audio or sound. First of all, overheating. Overheating means that some system components such as CPU or RAM may have higher temperature, which may lead to throttling, random shutdown of the system, or permanent damage to the components. So if you encounter these issues, you need to check the CPU cooler, the case fans, and the air flow of the system. If you encounter burning smell, it means that some component is overheating or maybe possibly burning. And if you encounter such issues, you need to immediately shut down the system to prevent permanent damage to the component or the system. If you encounter some unusual noises such as whining, grinding, or clicking sounds, these may point to fan failures, hard drive failures, or the power supply failure. Capacitor swelling means bulging or leaking capacitors on the motherboard itself, and this indicates some component failures and may lead to system instability. System configuration and date time issues. So date and time may revert to an old setting when you power off the system, and this may be due to the dead CMOS battery on the motherboard. So this battery basically keeps the system date and time correct, and if the battery is dead, so your date and time may revert to some old date, and this affects system functionality and secure connections. Secure connection means such as your HTTPS connection. If your date and time is incorrect, you may have you may not your system may not be able to make this secure connection with the server. Now, some general troubleshooting strategies. First of all, you need to isolate the problem, and for isolating the problem, you need to start with the simplest and most obvious checks first. Then you need to check the different connection and cable. You need to make sure that the cable and connectors are properly connected and seated, and you need to check one component and one issue at a time. And if you don't understand the issue, you need to consult the documentation such as the motherboard manual, online forums, or the manufacturer support. Objective 5.2, given a scenario, troubleshoot drive and RAID issue, that is redundant array of independent disks. We have already studied what RAID and different types of RAIDs are. Physical and audible indicator of drive failure. By drive here we mean HDD, that is hard disk drive, such as this mechanical HDD. So the LED of the drive may indicate the issue with the drive. The LED may be solid, on and solid. It may be turning on and off, that is blinking, or it may be completely off. So each of these status indicate the activity, health, or failure of the drive according to the documentation. And if you encounter grinding noises, this may indicate the mechanical failure in the traditional HDDs, such as this one, where we have multiple mechanical parts. And the noise may indicate an imminent drive failure. It means that the drive failure is imminent and you need to shut down the system and back up the data on that drive. So clicking sound, that is click of death in hard disk drive. Head, which these clicking sound means that the heads is attempting to read the data but failing, and it indicates mechanical issues and has a very high risk of data loss. So beeping from the RAID controller or drive enclosure, you may hear some audible alarm such as beeping from the RAID controller or drive enclosure, which signals that a critical event such as the drive failure in the RAID or in the array. Boot and data access problems. So bootable device not found. So when a system cannot find an operating system to load, you may encounter an error message like that. And this could be due to faulty drive, incorrect boot order, or corrupted operating system. Audible alarms may indicate some missing files, unreadable operating system files are showing some errors, and they indicate drive degradation, bad sectors on the drive, or the logical corruption of the drive. You also may have some missing drive of the operating system. A drive previously visible but is no longer detected by the operating system. This could be due to power, the data cable issue, or the failure of the drive itself. Array missing means that the entire RAID volume is not detected by the system, which may indicate an issue with the controller, or there may be multiple drive failures in the array. Performance degradation and health warnings. So if you encounter extended read and write times, application or file transfer may take unusually long times, which indicates slow drive read-write performance due to bad sectors or high fragmentation. Low performance or input-output operation per second, so poor responsiveness in disk-intensive tasks, often seen with the failing drives or overloaded storage system. Self-monitoring and reporting technology failure that is smart. So BIOS or operating system reports a smart error. Smart is self-monitoring and reported technology. It is predictive failure warning from the drive itself, and you need to back up the data immediately and replace the drive. And if you have RAID failures, RAID utility or system reports a degraded performance or failed array state, which means that one or more drives in the array have failed. Now, some general troubleshooting approach for the storage. Again, check the physical connection, and the physical connection may include the power connection and the data cable connection. Verify the power supply, ensure adequate power is delivered to the drives. Check the BIOS and UEFI drive. Check that the drive detection, boot order, and RAID settings are correct. Use diagnostic tools available such as manufacturer specific drive utilities, smart monitoring software, and RAID controller utilities. Isolate the problem, so test each drive individually if possible, and always prioritize the data safety, especially when you are seeing the warning signs. You need to back up the data immediately. Objective 5.3, given a scenario, troubleshoot video, projector, and display issues. So first checks includes the cable inputs and bulbs. Bulb means the LEDs. So if you have incorrect input source, so monitor or project may be set to wrong input. For example, HDMI 1 instead of DP port. So always check the input source first. This is the always first thing to check, that is the correct input source. Then the physical cabling, lose damage on incorrect video cable, for example HDMI, display port, VGA, and DVI port. You need to check the cabling, that cabling means that the cablings are not loose, they are not damaged, and they are the correct cable for the correct port. So always verify connection at both ends. And What are some issues with the projector? Burn out bulb, that is projector specific issue, which means that no image or very dim image on projector, and projector will often have an indicator light such as, let's suppose, this one. Image quality and clarity problems. Fuzzy image means lack of sharpness or blurry picture. This could be due to resolution mismatch, low quality cable, or signal interference. Flickering, flashing screen, so image rapidly appears and disappears or flashes, often indicates a faulty cable, driver issue, or refresh rate mismatch. Or we may have incorrect color display, so color appear wrong, that is green tint or washed out. So if you have this kind of problems, check the cable connections, driver setting, or monitor color calibration. Dim image, so the display appears too dark. Check brightness, contrast setting, power saving modes, or backlighting issues. Distorted image, stretched, squashed, or geometrically incorrect picture, usually a resolution mismatch or aspect ratio setting. Pixel issues and screen damage, display burning, that is image retention. Ghost image of previous content remains on the screen, and this one is more common in older CRT or plasma screen, can also occur on OLED. That pixel, individual pixels that are permanently off, that is black, are stuck on, that is bright. Manufacturing may be due to manufacturing defect or physical damage to the display. Sizing issues may be image may be too small or too large or extends beyond the screen limit. Adjust the resolution, scaling, or display setting in the operating system to resolve such the sizing. Audio and projector troubleshootings. Audio issues that may be no sound or poor sound quality from display or projector. Check the HDMI audio settings, speaker connections, or driver issues. Intermittent projector shutdown. So the projector shutdowns unexpectedly. It is often due to overheating, clogged filter, or fan failure, or due to bulb issues. So now some common and general troubleshooting strategy for the display. Check the physical connection. Always start with the cables and power. Verify the input source. Ensure the correct input is selected. Test with another device. Connect the display to a different computer or source. Test with another display. Connect the computer to a different monitor or projector. Update and reinstall the drive. Graphics card drives are critical. You need to reinstall or update the drive if you encounter the issue. Adjust the display settings through the resolution, refresh rate, scaling, and color. Objective 5.4, given a scenario, troubleshoot common mobile device issues. Power and charging problems, poor battery health, battery drains quickly, device shut down unexpectedly, capacity significantly reduced over time. So these are some battery related issue of the mobile devices. The battery may also be physically damaged and swollen. So the battery appears physically expanding, such as this one. It can push the screen out on the front, or back cover may open due to this swollen battery, and you need to immediate stop using and replace such battery because it's a safety hazard. Improper charging, so the device may charge slowly or not charge at all. It may be due to issues with the cable or with the power adapter. Software glitches may also prevent proper charging of the device. Physical damage and connectivity woes, so broken screen, cracked, shattered, or unresponsive display. It can affect both the visual as well as the touch input to the display. Physically damaged ports, so charging port, headphone jack, or USB-C port bent or obstructed, which prevents proper connection of accessories as well as charging. Liquid damage may be due to device exposed to water or other liquid, which can cause various malfunctions as well as corrosion. It is often indicated by liquid contact indicator, that is LCIs. Poor or no connectivity, Wi-Fi, cellular data, or Bluetooth may not be working due to poor or no connectivity, which may be due to weak signal, dropped connection, or inability to connect. Performance and input glitches, overheating, the devices become excessively hot to the touch, which can lead to throttling, shutdowns, or component damage. Digitizer issues, touch screens are unresponsive, inaccurate, or register ghost touches, which can be related to screen damage or software issues. Cursor drift or touch calibration, touch input registers in wrong location, which is common with older resistive touchscreens or some stylus-enabled devices. Stylus does not work. Stylus input is not recognized or function incorrectly. To resolve the issue, check the stylus battery connectivity or compatibility. Degraded performance, device is slow, applications crashes, or multitasking is poor, which may be due to insufficient RAM, full storage, or some background running processes. Software and security concerns, malware, so unwanted ads, suspicious pop-ups, or unusual data usage. Device behaves erratically and slows down, and it can also compromise the personal data. Unable to install new application, errors when downloading or installing apps may be due to insufficient storage, incompatible OS version, or security settings. Some general troubleshooting strategy for mobile devices: restart the mobile device, and it often resolves minor glitches. Check the physical condition, inspect for visible damage to the mobile device port or screen. Update the software, update the operating system and other applications. Check settings, check the connectivity, battery usage, and storage settings. Safe mode or diagnostic mode, boot the device to isolate third-party application issues. Factory reset as a last resort after backing up data. Factory reset the device. Consult manufacturer support. If everything else above fails, consult the manufacturer support. Objective 5.5, given a scenario, troubleshoot network issues. First of all, loss of connectivity and access, intermittent wireless connectivity, Wi-Fi connection drops in and out, could be due to signal interference, channel saturation, or faulty adapter or access point. Limited connectivity, device may be connected to the network but has no internal access or local resources, which is often indication of IP addressing issues such as DHCP or incorrectly configured static IP. Intermittent network or internet connectivity. Internet connection drops in and out, but local network is stable, which points out to the to issues with the ISP, modem problem, or router instability. Authentication failures, unable to connect to a Wi-Fi network due to incorrect password. This can also be seen with the wired networks using 802.x, also known as NAC, that is Network Access Control. Network performance and quality degradation, low network speeds, data transfers take too long, and browsing is slow, maybe due to congestion, bandwidth saturation, or faulty cabling or hardware. High latency, delay in data transmission, that is low response from websites, may be caused by network congestion, routing issues, or distance. Jitter may be due to variation in delay of received packets, critical for real-time applications like voice over IP and video conferencing. Poor voice over IP quality, choppy audio, dropped calls, or echoes in the call, often caused by high latency, jitter, or insufficient bandwidth. Hardware and environmental influences, port flapping, a network port on a switch or router repeatedly goes up and down, which indicates bad cable, faulty network card, or a port on the switch. External interference may be due to radio frequency interference disrupting wireless signals caused by other wireless devices, microwaves, or electrical noise. Some general network troubleshooting strategy, including verifying physical connections, including cables, light, checking the lights on the network interface cards, switches, and routers, checking the IP configuration, IP address settings, subnet mask, gateway, and DNS configuration. Testing the connectivity by pinging the local gateway, pinging the DNS servers, and pinging or accessing external websites. Restarting the devices such as router, modem, switches, or your own client devices. Isolating the problem by testing individual areas such as testing the wired and then wireless network, testing the single device and then other multiple devices, checking the router or access point setting, including the DHCP setting, checking the Wi-Fi channel and the firmware. Using some command line tools such as ipconfig, ifconfig, ping, traceroute, or traceroute. So traceroute in Windows and traceroute in Linux. Objective 5.6, given a scenario, troubleshoot printer issues. So the issues may be with the print qualities, that is lines, fade, and grabbles on the prints, lines down the printed pages, in the inkjet, clogged nozzles, or dirty print head. These may be the causes. While in laser prints, scratch drum, toner, cartridge issue, or fusor problem. Faded prints may be due to low toner or ink level, may be due to fusor problem in laser or print head issue in inkjet. Economical print settings. Garbled print may be due to corrupt print jobs, incorrect print driver, connectivity issues such as loose cable, and printer memory problems. Speckling on printed pages, excess toner, ink buildup, or dirty rollers, damage drum in laser prints. Print quality such as echoes, sizing, and orientation. Double or echo images on the print may be due to fuser issue in laser, toner not properly fused, dirty or worn out rollers, driver settings such as incorrect paper type, incorrect page orientation, that is incorrect setting in the print dialog box, for example, landscape versus portrait or application specific setting overrides. Paper handling and jams. Paper jams, most common printer problems, and this is due to incorrect paper loading, foreign objects inside the paper tray, worn rollers or excessive dust, paper not feeding due to empty tray, incorrect paper type, or worn out pickup rollers, or damage to the paper path. Multi-page misfeed, so multiple sheets pulled at once. Worn, it may be due to worn pickup rollers or static link and paper type. Tray not recognized, paper tray not fully inserted, or faulty sensor in the printer or tray itself. Mechanical and connectivity faults in printers, including the grinding noises, which indicates mechanical issues such as worn gears, broken parts, or foreign objects. Power off the printer immediately to prevent further damage to the device. Finishing issues such as staple jams, hole punch, problems with optional finishing units such as staplers or hole punchers, often specific to the module or incorrect setting. Connectivity issues may include printer not detected by the computer, loose cables such as the USB or Ethernet cables, or incorrect Wi-Fi setting if the printer is wireless, may also be due to driver problem. Print queue and software problems. So multiple prints pending in queue, job stuck and not printing, such as these one, can be caused by a printer error, connectivity loss, or corrupt job. Frozen print queue unresponsive, cannot cancel or delete the job, requires manual intervention, often restarting the printer spooler service. Some general printer troubleshooting strategy include checking the physical basic of the printer, such as power, cables, paper, and ink or toner. Clearing the printer queue, that is by deleting the all pending jobs, restarting everything including the printer, your computer, and router when the printer is the network printer. Running the diagnostics such as using the printer built-in self-test page or utility, updating and reinstalling the driver, which is crucial for functionality and quality of the prints, checking the connectivity, pinging the printer when the printer is the network printer, or checking the physical connectivity if the printer is connected to the USB cable, consulting the manual or online resources, manufacturer support pages, and forms. So that's all for this course and this domain. We'll see the next course. Thank you. Bye.